Welcome to the Fully Involved podcast. Today's guest is going to be Carlos Lopez. Carlos Lopez, he has better known for Kelly Days. It's a business he started, and Carlos is going to tell us a little bit about it. So, Carlos, how you doing today, man?
Good, sir, man. Good morning. Good morning.
So, before we get into your business, tell us a little something about yourself. Who you are, where you're from, where you're working.
Okay. Well, my name is Carlos Lopez. I've been a firefighter now for about 14 years. Work with Miami-Dade about 9. I'm stationed now at Station 16 down south in Florida City, Homestead. Love the job, and I know that we have a lot of outside passions, and that's kind of why I created this website that I wanted to show you guys and talk to you about today.
And how long has this been in the works? I know you just recently got on your feet and got going with it. How long have you been thinking about this project or this passion?
Yeah. Okay. So I've been thinking about it for a long time. I just actually put it to work and created the website, created the I know nothing about web design, and it's something that's out of my comfort area. But I was able to find a team that was able to do it affordably, which is one of those things that was very, very expensive to when I was shopping it around. But these guys helped me put it together, and it's been an interesting couple months. It's been in the works for now 6 months, and now it's at a point that I could kind of showcase it. I could kind of promote it. We went through certain months where you're just trying to figure everything out. I had a bunch of people sign on, and they're like, "Man, I was confused about this, confused about that," and we've kind of dialed it in a little bit more
Just
now.
some beta testing and worked out the kinks.
Yeah, and I had to get my friends to sign up, and at first it was a little bit complicated because everybody's on these phones now. Everybody's on your phone, and the website is computer based for now. But there's an app.
So you got an app?
It's in the works right now.
Gotta have an app.
I know, and that's the thing. The app is really important, and that's where we're headed to now. But anyway, yeah, we got it to a point now that I feel comfortable that, hey, listen, sign up. It works. The site works. You've heard me talk about it, and even since I did my meeting with you guys, the site works. There's so many of us. You work with people that you have no idea what they do on their time off, and not only the mental aspect of being able to reset off shift, right? Because everybody, you go to work, you train, and we do what we do. We see what we see.
Absolutely.
But you have your days off that if you're not taking advantage of that reset time, it kind of ruins you. It wears you out. It wears you out. So for me, the fact that I do what I do on my off shift, on my off time with my kids, my family now, and doing the boating stuff and the surfing stuff and the kiteboarding stuff and all my water sport activities. For me, that's my reset. That's my release.
Everybody has some type of release.
And
You gotta reset.
Everybody has it. Everybody has it. Whatever it is, man. Whether it's working out, whether it's fishing, hunting, camping, whatever it is, that moment gives you that drive to do.
To come back and do it for another 24 hours.
Correct.
Otherwise, it will drive you crazy.
Correct.
So tell me something. So for the average person who doesn't know anything about what Kelly Days is, tell me what it is.
Right. So that's a complicated question, right? So in its basic form, what the website is, it's a network and a directory, right? It's a resource to find other resources, right? So you could kind of consider it maybe like a little bit of a Facebook, a little bit of an Instagram, a little bit of a Craigslist, a little bit of an Angie's List, but it's us, right? And my intent is to kind of unify the departments, whether it's in our state and other states, so that when somebody wants to go, let's just say adventuring, right? You want to do something fun. You have a network of people that they want to go fishing, right? If you live in the Carolinas or Georgia or
So
Alabama,
it's not just a local thing. This is like
I
nationwide.
want it to be all over.
Awesome.
So if you're, for example, if you're in Georgia, hey, I want to go fishing. I want to go offshore fishing, or I want to go backcountry fishing in the Everglades, or whatever it is. Listen, I know I got a website that I can go log in. Look, I got charter captains. I got people that live down in this area. Maybe I could go pick their brains instead of going to YouTube, finding a blogger, find somebody that might not be that direct. This is direct. These are people that are in the business. Either they do fishing charter stuff or they're just knowledgeable. And that's kind of what we are. There's a lot of people that don't have fishing companies, but they're really good at fishing, and maybe they might be able to give you some sort of insight on as to, spots to go to. Maybe they're not going to give you their spot, but
Right,
they're going
right,
to give you
right.
some sort of tips. And that's what it's for, right? We like to help people out, right? We like to
That's what
think
we
that
do.
we get paid to help strangers out. Oh, look, this is a stranger, but this is somebody that's your brother,
Part of
your sister,
brotherhood.
right? Um, so that's the fun part of it, right? Trying to find an adventure and try to link up with somebody. Again, my idea, my plan would be throughout the country. Man, somebody from California wants to come to
Big
Florida.
time. You going big time.
Somebody from Florida to go to California. Man, I want to go snowboarding. I want to go to Lake Tahoe, or I want to go to Breckenridge. There's firefighters everywhere, right? I mean, there's police everywhere. So this is not just firefighter related. I'm trying to keep consolidated. I want it fire, police, first responder, that um, that profile. But if not, this is a network. This is a platform for everybody to kind of network, and then
Mhm.
it's also a directory in the sense that, let's say you man, we got so many guys. It's so diverse. So we have from print shops, right, to people that do roofing, the people that do landscaping, the people that have bounce houses and photo booths for parties, to people that do real estate, right? Everybody does real estate. There's mortgage guys. There's such a diverse. Every one of us, when we leave work, there's such a diversity in just this department alone. Imagine throughout the rest of the
Yeah, who'd ever
country.
think I'd be doing a podcast?
Right. So how crazy is that, right? There's people that work with each other, and I had told you that story. There's people that work with each other that have known each other for years, and they're like, man, you know what? I've been this weekend. I'm trying to plan something, and something fell through. It's like, man, I do that on my off days. They're
Like,
like, are
what?
you serious?
I didn't know this.
I've worked with you for years. I've known you for years, and I didn't know you did that. And it's like, yeah, man, that's what I do on my time off, and that's kind of what this site's about. And, it's kind of a way for you to log onto the site, check it out. You look at the different businesses. There's right now over 30 businesses of people that do a variety of different things, and that's kind of what the site is for. And then also events. So I mean, there's so many things that the site involves, even events. Like Fire Brigade was one of the first bands that was on the site, so it's cool to check it out. With them and other bands that are on it. But also other events, whether it's the fishing tournaments, bowling. Everybody has their thing, so you can go to it and go, man, I got nothing going on this weekend. Man, this is right in my back door. I did that paddle event down in the Florida
Yeah, how'd
Keys.
that go?
That was awesome. It was fun. Man. It was a perfect turnout. The weather was perfect. A lot more people signed up that I thought, and people showed up that I didn't know, which was really cool, because it was like, man, this is right here. This is a good cause.
Right.
You're getting me out in the water. You're getting me outdoors. What better way to do that? And I was like, yeah, that worked out really great. And then in fact, I kind of got scolded by a bunch of people like, man, I wish you would have told me. Well, I did tell you. I wish you would, like, they see the pictures and they're like, oh, that looked awesome. I'm like, what? It was. I had a little
Now you
boat
gotta
out
be there
there.
next time. Just go to the website.
Yeah.
So where can they find you? And how do they spell it? Common spelling, Kelly Days or DAYZ
yeah,
or
our Kelly Days. It's the way it's spelled. kellydays.com, and you basically log in. You got to register, right? So there is some sort of validation process. You put in your name, your where you work, whether you're fire, police, military, vets and stuff. So you put that profile, you create your profile, and it's basically like any other profile. It's basically like anything else, like Instagram or Facebook or anything else. You're going to create your own little profile. It's going to ask you for an address. Just put your zip code is what I tell everybody. And that's it, man. It's fairly simple. You could look around. You have the business pages. You have a group section that you can attach yourself to a certain group, whether it's surfing, kiteboarding, water sports, snowboarding. Obviously the snowboarding thing down here in Florida is not really that great, but it'll hopefully create enough movement, and hopefully there'll be a lot of members signing up that if you do want to go snowboarding, you will find Utah, the firefighters from Utah or like California or Colorado or those common places that you'd want to go to, even Boston, man. I mean, I would love for this thing to grow to a point that the network, you could help each other out, whether you have a company or not, whether you're a member or a vendor. It's irrelevant, because
full service? You
Yeah,
find
you
anything.
could ask, somebody might ask a question and somebody just might know, hey, listen, man, I got a good food spot. Hey, listen, if you're gonna be in Boston in this area at this
This
time,
place you got to go
this is
check
where you
out.
got to go. This is where everybody goes. And look, I travel all the time with my kids, and that's crazy. And I look at all the videos and I do all that stuff, but until I get there, it's you're kind of up in the air, man. You're going off of what other people like, what they like to eat and stuff like that. But then I get there and I'm like, man, listen, I'm gonna do my own stuff. I have my own list, and I talk to the locals and I figure out my own game plan. And
Makes planning those trips easier because, like you said, you go on YouTube and it may not be what you're looking for. So you have
right,
people who are
and
it's vetted, it's safe,
and it's
and
hard, and especially like this, you get to have an interaction with somebody, right? You're gonna see what certain people like, and you watch these vloggers, and none of them like to do the adventures, the stuff that I like, and to find that is difficult. And I'm getting older already, but I still have that extreme side of me that when the kids are at the beach doing stuff, I'm like, well, guess what? Dad's gonna go play for a little bit, and that's what I like. But that's what I want to talk to. I want to have people on the site that do those things, so that when somebody wants to try something new, they could reach out to a group of people that have some sort of knowledge on that, whether they pay for it or not. And that's kind of what this thing is for, because all of us, maybe you don't want to spend that money, to go do a class that's going to cost a couple $100. Hey, listen, man, where do I start, man? Give me some pointers, and then you go from there.
all right, man, that's great info, man. I never knew that existed, and I'll definitely be logging on more. I'm a member myself, and then we'll spread the word, man. So you're on the website, you're on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media sites.
Yeah. So what I do or have been doing is, when somebody signs up, right? I have a couple companies that sign up. So when they sign up, I try to promote them, right? I'll try and push that out, even though I'm not an expert at that. Um, there is a platform for us to do that. So we could, somebody signs up to the site and they create their post. We blast it out there, because not only does it show off our site, but it also promotes them. So in a sense, it's our promotion promotes us, but it promotes them, and it's a site that promotes you back. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's not going to hurt anybody's image or profile, because this is something that if they want to find somebody that's a firefighter, somebody you think you could trust when it comes to a service or a product. You know what I mean? Not only do you know where they work or where they live, but it's one of us. You know what I mean? You
Exactly.
have that,
Supporting each other.
right? You got that relationship, and you keep kind of everything in house. Why go outside and give somebody else something where maybe you might be able to find it cheaper with one of our own guys, but you help them out. You know what I mean? And you help, essentially, like you said, you help each other out. And that's it, man. That's about it. Like, we covered that. .com, the website, the groups, the business apps aspect of it, the promotional aspect of it, how you could, through our site, promote yourself, and we do that for free. And the site is free. The site is absolutely free. I've already, I have a second job, right? That's how I've been able to offset this hit,
Right.
from that. And that's kind of how it started too, because it was funny, man. It was like, man, I didn't know you did that. I just bought a house. I just refinanced. I just did this. I didn't know you did that. And then they asked me, they're like, hey, what could you have done? I'm like, man, we don't want to go there. Like,
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
yeah, it's done. Like, it is what it is, man. So, but yeah, that's kind of how this thing started. And I have a pretty good connection. I'm a good go-to guy. I think McAllister told me, he's like, yo, you're like me, man. You're a switchboard operator.
That's it.
In
Connecting people,
a
whatever they
sense.
need.
And it's funny. I was like, man, that's a pretty good term for it. Yeah, people always like to start with me. Hey, man, listen, I need a boat mechanic. I'm like, okay, where? And it's like, oh, Pompano. I'm like, well, I don't got one, but I have a pretty good.
I know a guy.
I have a guy who, if he can't do it, he'll find somebody for
Right.
me. And it's kind of like that, man. I've done a lot, man. I'm a little bit older now. I've done the whole house stuff, so I have a good group of guys that do house stuff, and then boat stuff. I got a good group that does boat stuff, and it's like every time you go to do something different, car stuff is always the same thing. You develop contacts and relationships with people,
It's about building relationships.
and everybody's been like that with me, man. I've always tried to do right by people, and I try to help them out, and people know that they see the honesty when it comes to trying to, hey, this, man, I need your help with this. I'm like, look, I could do it or I can't. And if and most of the time I'll go above and beyond, and that's kind of how it is with our fire job and outside stuff. And I've been doing finance I'm hitting almost 20. I'm almost at 20 years doing finance, right, and helping people out. And I started as a kid. Imagine sitting down with older people that they want to buy a house and they want to do something, and they're sitting in front of a kid as their last option.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, listen, do whatever, man.
Make it
I'm
happen.
right now at this point that I've been turned down by everybody. I'm like, listen, man, did you know that there's these options to get this stuff done? And I'm like, listen, you might not be able to go this route, but I have another route for you. And it's actually a very simple route. And I don't know why they never went that route. And giving somebody keys to a house when they're at their lowest, kind of like how when you go to help somebody at a house when they're at their worst, it gives you, it's a feeling that's like nothing else, man. You put some people in a house that had no idea that they could even afford it, or fix people's credit when they thought that they could never buy anything. It puts things into, it's just an insane feeling. And that's kind of why I want the site to work. That's kind of why I want people to join, participate. And that being said, man, it's get onto the site and check it out and give me feedback. Give me feedback. If you guys want to add groups, that's the other part. Yes. So the groups, there's a lot of groups that I'm missing. There's a lot of groups that I have there that are never going to work. And I gotta work on that. But there's a lot of groups that I want to add. I want to add, do pickleball. If you're into sports, team sports that are not there, if you want to contribute to the site, contribute to the site. Recommend something. The site is ours, right? The site is for us to do whatever we want. If you don't have a website, if you don't have a platform, if you don't have that kind of stuff, put it on my site. Put it on it. It's free. Create your group. I could make you an admin to the section. You guys can do whatever you want. You run wild with it. And that's it.
All right, man. Anything else you want to think of before we go? Appreciate you stopping by, having the chat. I know we spoke about it, and I'm glad we finally made it happen.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the time. Really do. I really do, man. Hopefully this stuff gets out there, and I want people to participate. Like I said, I want to blast this thing out there so that people sign up and they check out the site. And I think it's going to be good, man, especially if our guys and other people could start making money from, keep money in-house. You know what I mean?
Supporting each other.
And support each other, man, whether it's financially or when they want to try and disconnect, do something different. So.
Boom.